Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since obviously I did any type of video on my YouTube channel, and there's a reason for that. I've been trying my hardest to figure out how I was always going to start this video, and I think the title alone for this video speaks what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about what it's like for people to count you out, for people to tell you you can't do a certain thing, and then proving them wrong. I always grew up where people always kind of told me, couldn't do this, couldn't do that, and I really liked always trying to prove them wrong because that's just the person that I am. Like, I'm gonna try to prove you wrong if you think I can't amount to something. That's just how it was, that's how it was for me always. But lately, it's come to my attention of something that really bothered me. And so instead of it fully getting under my skin, I went out and I did something about it. And I'm living a chapter in my life that I kind of never thought I would live, and I'm doing it in a way that I wanted to go about doing it in a way that proves people wrong. So, for those who are wondering, a little quick update about what's been going on. I left Laurelville Retreat Center. I no longer work there. And I've been working different jobs in the process and established on a really good job for my condition. So I haven't spoke anything about that necessarily in the public mind. I have what they like to call MS, which pretty much I had 2 TIAs, which caused a lot of nerve damage on my left side. The worst that's ever happened is it's pretty much left my left side paralyzed for a few hours. I couldn't speak, different stuff like that. I got full function back within 3 hours. 90-some% back. But basically, when I was working at the time that I first got diagnosed with it or had the TIA, there was a lot of concerns about what I could and couldn't do. However, my doctor kept telling me that I'm clear, there's nothing to worry about, I can return to normal activity, I can return to work. And they knew what I was doing at the time, they knew what I was working. And so, that was like a big deal for me, like, so it just came down to this whole point of like the doctor saying this, the employer saying this, and it got to a point where they pretty much ended up terminating me based off the fact that I quote unquote could not do my job. And then used my doctor in that, saying that my doctor said that I wasn't fit for the job. And I was just like, at the time, like, oh, well, it is what it is. Life is life. Sometimes you get dealt a raw hand. But then I went to my doctor's office and they were like, what's new with you? How's your job doing? And I said, oh, I got terminated. And they're like, why? And they had the biggest shock on their faces, right? Because, they've been telling me, and they've told me when the paperwork came over to them, they told me what they were going to say. And then she brought out a copy of what she sent over, and it didn't line up with what that company told me. And I was like, really? Like, that had me really pissed, because they had said that I wasn't fit, that my doctor said I wasn't fit, and that was far from true. The doctor had said that she couldn't actually say whether I was fit or not until I passed a physical therapy eval. So I never got told by a doctor I couldn't do anything, and they never told any employer or any company I couldn't do my job. They said, just gotta run a test before we say you can't do it. But the thing that also pissed me off was I was still doing things, even with, like, I have a cane that I use when I don't have function on my left side, is using my left foot. Well, I was still like weed whacking, mowing, different tasks with my cane, right? So it's like kind of stupid. Like, it's like you sit there and just go, huh? Okay, like you kind of question it if there's more than just what meets the eye and different stuff. So you're just like, oh well, it is like it's life. But at the same time, it's like, well, now you gotta find a job. So like scrambled around looking for more driving jobs where I'm not really necessarily on my feet. Decided to go to Domino's. The manager over there literally has left me in the dark. After I finished all the trainings, left me in the dark, hasn't scheduled me, no nothing. Technically speaking, right now, I'm still a Domino's employee. You know what I mean? Like, and then there was this catering job, but the hours on my feet were going to be way too long, and it was just a little too much. That it was like 12-hour days, and it was just a little too much that I knew my body couldn't handle. If I ever would have my episodes, then, I'm not able to work. Well, I went on this Facebook group and kind of searched up. There's a Facebook group that does a lot of like job advertising and stuff, and I just kind of said, anyone know of a barn or any like maintenance job that's hiring? Within 3 or 4 hours, I got like 2 people that tagged the same person in it, and then that person the next day messaged me and said, hey, message me. So I did. And now I'm working at a horse farm, and I really enjoy it. It's not so many hours necessarily, like it's not like your typical like 9 to 5 job or anything, but it's work that's doable for my condition, work that's fun, an environment that is fun and enjoyable. Like, I've had jobs in the past that, like, sure, work environment's not that good, but the last 8 or 9 months, a job environment was like the big thing for me. That like, so, and it's it's more than I was getting paid previously, and so I took it and I love it. Yeah, there's some days that I end up not working, and there's some days that I can work, and those days I just have to muck stalls. Like, but it's a job that I think is a key factor in this whole like, you doubted me, I'm gonna prove you wrong theory, because when you're sitting there in your little termination meeting, hearing that your doctor's saying you're not fit for maintenance, that's what automatically goes in your head, that you're no longer ever going to be able to do this job if they say that that's how it is. Now then, when when you have that in your mind, then you're just kind of like, well, I want to prove that wrong. The fuel for me was going to the doctor's office and they saying, no, that's not what we told them. There was like, it's like, I'm going out right now and I'm going to prove you wrong. And that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I'm going to continue doing for the rest of my life. Because if I sit back and allow people to just tell me what I can't do, and I can still do it, I can, there was a time in my life that I thought I was never going to be able to play golf again and be able to do that. I came back and I played 2 full seasons this last year. I played spring and summer tour. I didn't play every single event in that tour, but I was able to. And I finished the spring season tied for 3rd place overall, moving into summer. Like, I'm just that person. Like, I came up with this whole slogan when I played golf about, like, you doubted me, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Like, I think the quote I came up for golf was, they doubted, I showed them results. Because that's just who I am. Like, You know, like, that's just who I am. Like, I'm gonna try to prove you wrong. Not to be necessarily disrespectful, but because you thought something and you're probably stuck on that idea, and I'm like, like, that's just who I am. Like, but like, and that's just what I want to talk about, because it's like, it's been a big deal for me for a while when you hear something like that. And like, a lot of you never have any clue like what I've gone through in the last like 4 or 5 months, like with this condition, with being told this and that, to take it easy here, like, and I get some people are legitimately concerned, and there's people that are straight up doubting me, and like, I have to take it literally every day at a time. I don't know what day I'm going to be perfectly fine, what day I'm going to be completely out of it. Like, I don't know. I don't, like, and I'm going to doctor's offices, like, literally once a week, if not more. Like, literally the other day I had an MRI, like, and it's like, it's bad if you still have to see neuro, and you're getting neuro appointments almost, like, more often than some people. Like, it's not easy, and it's not something where, like, and I'm not doing this alone. Like, I have supporters, I have people backing me up. But when you're gonna tell me straight up, oh, we can work with this, and then it's a plot twist of, oh, we can't, like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, because that's not fair. Like, for me, that's just, it is what it is. But at the same time, like, I'm just that person. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Like, I watched the video the other day of this supercross motocross racer. He's very popular for his age. He's 17 years old. He just won a world championship. And on the podium, he was just like, they're like, who do you want to thank? And he straight up goes, I want to thank my haters. And it comes down to that's like my same mentality. Is like, I want to thank everyone who's hated on me and doubted on me, because without you, like, you wouldn't have provided this fuel for me to prove you wrong. And I'm still gonna do it. You can keep hopping on that hate wagon like all you want. Like, I don't care. I simply do not care if you hate that I'm proving you wrong. And I don't care if you're just going to pretend you're on my side and then change. Because again, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And in the end results, I'll be the one laughing, not you. Just gotta put that out there. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. You doubted, I'll prove you wrong. Thanks for watching. This is not a normal video type style I would do, but it's been something for a while that I didn't know how to put into words, and some bridges got burned and some things happened, and I want people to hear my side. I want people to hear what actually happened and different stuff, and I feel like I'm doing that in a very appropriate way. And like I said, and there's another thing I want to say too. If you don't agree with my opinions, you don't agree with how I express how I feel, my opinions or whatever, like, you don't have to watch, you don't have to listen, you don't have to view my stories or my social media accounts. Like, you don't, like I said, like, you don't have to stick around with me. Like, I know in life who my true people are. Like, I can simply tell you right now, it's my family, my friends, like, specifically, like, Jeremiah's, like, my best friend, like, my brother. Like, I got my girlfriend's family, got my girlfriend. Like, I have people supporting me, like, so it's one of those things where, like, if you don't agree with where I come from, cool. I'm not going to sit there and be like, you have to agree with me. That, I've never said you had to. I never started a YouTube channel to say that anything I say on my YouTube channel, you have to agree with. But, if you don't like what I have to say or how I feel or whatever, you can leave. It won't bother me. And that's just the truth. So, have a good rest of your day, y'all. See you in another video. And stay classy.